الله الله لا إله إلا الله 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 لا إله إلا الله 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 لا إله إلا الله فيا رب صل على المصطفى صلاة تكون شفاء لنا فيا رب صل على المصطفى صلاة تكون دواء لنا الله الله لا إله إلا الله 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 فيا رب صل على المصطفى صلاة تهدي بها قلوبنا فيا رب صل على المصطفى صلاة تهدي بنا قلوبنا الله الله لا إله إلا الله 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 اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه لا إله إلا الله 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 He is special, she is special, because in their hearts shines His sun. You are special, we are special. Feel the light which makes us one. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. I'm a raindrop, you're a raindrop, traveling on the wings of clouds. Long before that, we were ocean, to the ocean we shall return. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. I don't exist, you don't exist. With real existence, there is only one. I'm a shadow, you're a shadow. We don't exist, there is only sun. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. you will see it's the same light in you and me. Listen carefully, you will hear your heart singing loud and clear. La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah. Muhammadun Rasulullah, Muhammadun Habibullah, Muhammadun Nabiullah, Muhammadun Rasulullah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah. Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Allahumma salli ala al-Mustafa, Allahumma salli ala al-Mustafa, Habibna Muhammad alayhi salam, Habibna Muhammad alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala al-Mustafa, Allahumma salli ala al-Mustafa, Habibna Muhammad alayhi salam, Habibna Muhammad alayhi salam. عرفت الهوى مذ عرفت هواك، عرفت الهوى مذ عرفت هواك، وأغلقت قلبي على من سواك، وأغلقت قلبي على من سواك. اللهم صل على المصطفى، صلوا اللهم صل على المصطفى، حبيبنا محمد عليه السلام، حبيبنا محمد عليه السلام. For Allah to love you, obey His command. It says if you love me, you must love Muhammad. To love, follow Muhammad, you must love Muhammad. For how can you follow that which you don't love? For how can you follow that which you don't love? Allahumma salli ala al-Mustafa, Allahumma salli ala al-Mustafa, Habibna Muhammad alayhi salam, Habibna Muhammad alayhi salam. The love of Muhammad and his family is my true religion, my reason to be. And if when I die my sins are too many, the love of Muhammad will rescue me. The love of Muhammad will rescue me. Allahumma salli ala al-Mustafa, sallu Allahumma salli ala Mustafa, Habibna Muhammad alayhi salam, Habibna صل على المصطفى اللهم صل على المصطفى حبيبنا محمد عليه السلام حبيبنا محمد عليه السلام اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله مدد يا أولياء الله اعينونا بعون الله وكونوا عونا لنا بالله عسى نحظى بفضل الله صلوات طيبات للحبيب مولاي محمد 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 فحطيب المسك فاح هيد القلب فناح حرك طرف فناح من غرام بمحمد صلوات طيبات للحبيب مولاي محمد صلوات طيبات للحبيب مولاي محمد طيبة المختار طيبة حبها يناس قربا ليتنا يا قوم صحبا عندما لنا محمد صلوات طيبات للحبيب مولاي محمد صلوات طيبات للحبيب مولاي محمد ليتنا نلقى الحبيب حبه أضحى غريبا حبه أضحى عجيبا ليتنا نسعى قريبا للحبيب مولاي محمد صلوات طيبات للحبيب مولاي محمد صلوات طيبات للحبيب مولاي محمد من أتاها ليس يشقى من أتاه ليس يشقى كل خير سوف يلقى دار خير الخلق حقا للحبيب مولاي محمد صلوات طيبات للحبيب مولاي محمد صلوات طيبات للحبيب مولاي محمد اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم يا أكرم الخلق ما لي من ألوذ به سواك عند حلول الحدث أمامي مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم يا رب صل عليه يا رب صل عليه يا رب صل عليه صلوات الله عليه اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله. See, I would like to read some. Yeah. Alhamdulillah. So this is just a sample of what we do normally in our gatherings. The more people participate and chant, the more everyone benefit, because everyone brings what's in their hearts to the gathering. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik alayhi. And whoever is here is meant to be here. Whoever is not here is not meant to be here. So my teacher used to say, if nobody shows up, take your turban, put it, and make zikr with it. So, because at the end of the day, what we are trying to do is to be of service to the one. We make intention, we do our actions, we put a sign up. Who shows up is not up to us. Alhamdulillah, we have this very nice jama'ah here today. And we are gathering with the intention to praise our Lord and to be of help and aun to Allah's servants. That's why we are here. No more, no less. If anybody has a question or not, we can recite until Maghrib time. So but if I'm feeling, since there's nobody and all these cushions, if you like to sit on the cushions, you're most welcome. So, you sure?
Yeah.
Yes. Alhamdulillah. You have a question?
Yeah, I was wondering, like you mentioned that you do this like on a weekly basis. Like, is it here, like where how do you like keep like?
You like to participate?
Yes.
Hey, we have a WhatsApp group where we announce where we're going to be. A lot of it happens in Mississauga. I think next week we're invited to Saqib's place. So mostly like the main center where we are doing zikr is in my home in Milton. We have a basement, maybe it's a little smaller than this, and that's where we're gathering. For the bigger events, we rent halls. We do sometimes on special occasions we rent halls in big events. You're in luck if you like this. My teacher is coming from Turkey next week. Inshallah, on the 15th he arrives, and we have a couple of big programs in Mississauga for him. There's one on Friday 19th Friday, okay, of May. It's in one of our brothers have a big home. Our brothers, Sheikh Nizar, it's going to be at his place. So it will be more people than today, because we have a registration online already. We have almost 200 people registered for that one. So if you'd like, inshallah, we exchange, maybe
post the flyer in the same
take their information if they want to be added to the group, and then we can send you the flyers. He is my teacher. I met his father, Sheikh Nazim, Haqqani. He is from Turkey also. I met him 25 years ago. And I was his follower, his student until 2014 when he passed away. And then his son, Mawlana Shaykh Muhammad, who was also his student, he inherited whatever secrets, spiritual realities or knowledges from, and he is the one now who is the teacher in the tariqah. And he's coming for the first time next week. So if you would like to come and attend, you are most welcome, inshallah.
Sure, yeah, thank you.
He's coming May 15th till the 21st. Then he's going to Vancouver and Montreal, and then he will be coming back also in June 6th, something like that, till 12th. He'll be back, inshallah. So in short answer to your long questions, I'm joking. A long answer to your short question is that yes, we have weekly dhikr. You're most welcome to attend anytime, inshallah. Yes.
Do you do Sama dance as well?
Hmm?
Do you do Sama dance as well?
Our branch of tasawwuf is more of considered the sober meaning less originally, like Randiya tariqa is we don't even do the loud chants. We sit with the teacher, connect our hearts, and they do the khafi dhikr, so the hidden dhikr, and they do it on the stones. They pass the stones. The sheikh will pass the stones to how many people that have it, and then he will say, for example, Fatiha, and the one who has the stones recite. The others, that changed with Sheikh Nazim because he realized that in today's world, people's capacity to focus and to be still is almost zero. So then he allowed for the khatam to be recited loudly. So we start to do dhikr, and then we do something called the hadra sometimes, which is a standing dhikr, where the group is chanting one of the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then one person is reciting madih in praise of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or reciting poetry. And that's very powerful also practice. The sama' is particular to the Mawlawi tariqa. But in today I see even in our way sometimes will be Zikr and whirl in that regard. But it's not part of our tradition, the sama' itself. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad. Is there anybody here in Toronto that does sama'? Gujarati. Yeah.
Not always. I think they have
On special occasions.
On
like
special
Eid.
occasions,
Yeah.
they do that.
Turkish.
Yeah.
Turkish sama'. Yeah. Have you been to a sama' or you'd like to attend this thing?
No, I like to learn it.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a reason that you find this necklace, everywhere in Konya, doing, it's like a Rumi doing Sama. So maybe there's a secret hidden in
You've been to Konya when you got this? Yeah, there. I mean, the Mawlana Jalaluddin Rumi's was awliya. They normally the tradition of Mawlawi is the story of the seeker, the story of seeking, and the tawaf, the turning, has a reality. It is now done, but I've heard the reality may not be there, but the tradition is. And when people used to whirl in the presence of Mawlana, and that's the importance of true teachers as well. if you're in the presence of somebody whose heart is connected to the heavenly realities, to the prophetic lights, even you don't have to whirl. You can ascend, not commonly, but by sitting in his presence. That is the reality, essentially, is that the souls to ascend towards their the heavenly realities of the prophetic lights, the prophetic believer. Prophet ﷺ said the ascension or the mi'raj of the believer is in his prayer. So when a person stands to pray, if we're doing the prayers properly, and if we're doing it with full sincerity and presence, it's supposed to be a mi'raj. Our souls would ascend in the prayer.
So the soul can do the samadhi
It is
without about
the Maulana. I think I'm not certain of it, but from my understanding is that the whirling is representations of your soul's ascent, about the meaning, the real meaning of its existence and purpose, its center. Just like we go around Kaaba, we do the tawaf around the house of Allah, and everything in the universe makes the tawaf. Everything turns counterclockwise. Also within us, as Maulana Sayyidina Ali said, is don't think yourself you're just this flesh. You're a universe. Your being is a universe within. So Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi's practice was to maybe break the form to allude to the fact that our purpose is much higher, and that our purpose is to circumambulate what is most profound in us, that points us to that reality. Allah knows. I'm just from what little I heard about this. But what I'm saying is, in the presence of Prophet ﷺ, his companions, one of their descriptions is they would sit كأن على رؤوسهم الطير. مش هيك؟ They would sit as if they become inanimate objects. The analogy to that is as if they are like a log. The Arabs would say as if they're a log, and the tree would mistake them for a log. The bird will mistake them for a log or a tree branch, and can come and land on them. That is how still they were in the presence of Prophet ﷺ, when they were with him, because of what he was representing and what he was receiving from his Lord, and what the companions were tasting. Their bodies became, they were just in connection to the prophetic presence, that this physical being almost ceased to be, as if they're dead physically. And that reality still exists. That's the suhbah, companionships of those companions that were around Prophet. This can still be attained if you find an inheritor of Prophet ﷺ. If you find one of his inheritors of those realities, because he said after me, he said salawatu rabbi wa salamu alayhi, he said al-ulama warathatul anbiya. He says after me the inheritors of my reality are the true knowers, and those are what we call awliya in tasawwuf. In Sufism we call them awliyaullah, means or saint for lack of saints, they say, like Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi, like Shah Naqshband, all these great awliya. They have that inheritance. That's why when we're saying in Naqshbandi way, originally the murid focuses his heart and directs himself to the heart of his sheikh, and he sits. That's it. That's his duty in that halaqah, in that presence. This is unfortunately now is hard to find in today's world because people are becoming more and more materialistic, less and less open to spirituality, and less believing that there's more. Even amongst the Muslims, you can find this problem. And because of that, you don't find people looking for these gems. They exist, but you don't find people looking where to find such a person. Because the companions were not people, were companions before Islam, before they met the Prophet ﷺ, were very unrefined. Rough bunch. You have to be tough in the desert to tribal wars, people crime and so forth, and they were very difficult people in temperament and tough people. So because of the presence of such a heavenly personality as Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, in their presence, they were transformed. They became transformed human beings. They became such human beings that Prophet ﷺ described them as role models for humanity. He said, they're like stars for guidance. The Western mentality is they take that literally. So you find in the West, they're looking for the what do you call the stone? The alchemist stone. Check. Find the history. They're looking for the alchemist stone. What is the alchemist stone? The alchemist stone is a stone that you take tin or lead or iron and put the stone turns it into gold. And there were people, there's studies on it, there are people that spend their entire life in the West looking for the alchemist stone. But the real stone is real sheikhs, real teachers, real awliya. Those are the alchemist stone. Because if you meet them and your heart is open to, you're not objecting, then you can also be transformed just by their presence. I was watching yesterday, there's a great sheikh he was in and the story I think was told by Habib Ali Jeffrey, that one of the Habaib took his son who didn't understand anything. He said, I'm taking you to this gathering and you're going to sit in the sheikh's presence. And I know you're not going to understand anything, he was telling his son. But you're going to sit there and I want you to just look at the shaykh. Just focus on him. Why? He said, lest if the shaykh looking around and your eyes seek his eye and you get that light that transforms you. And he took him there. And that young boy, while sat listening to his father, he sat staring at the teacher, at the shaykh there. Nothing else. So, and he said after a while the teacher was looking around and he saw the boy and he looked at the boy and their eyes met. What happened? He says, I understood the benefit of that look 40 years later. And that gaze, the fruits of that connection, he understood it 40 years after when he became a young man. Now you tell these people think these are stories. No, it's not. What did you think the students of Mawlana Zainuddin Rumi were experiencing? They were in it only for the world? What was happening in their hearts? So this is today, in today's world, it's important. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is generous. Just like He gave our predecessors, He can give us. But we have to seek. You have to ask. People want their life to be transformed. They want to become something more, or they don't ask. They want to understand their meaning in life. They don't ask. You have to ask. I read Jalaluddin Rumi in one of his quotes. He says, if a person truly seeks guidance, truly, sincerely, in their heart seeks guidance, if you, between you, can go home now if you want, do ablution or shower or whatever it is, sit and alone, and from your heart sincerely say, Ya Rabbi, my Lord, I am your weak servant, I don't know anything. Guide me. I want to be guided. He says, if you sincerely ask, he said, that is like in the spiritual world, it's equivalent to the law of gravity. How if you throw something up, it will come down because of the law of gravity. He says, if you sincerely ask for guidance, you must be guided. You will be guided. It's a bulletproof law. And when I when I read that quote 25 years ago, I believed it. And I met one of the great teachers for me. There are so many great ones. Mawlana Sheikh Nazim, I met him only a year or two after that. So it's Allah subhanahu our Lord created us to know Him. He wants us to know Him. He wants us to worship Him. And if you ask, especially today when no one is asking, very few people are asking. If you ask sincerely, that's the main ingredient. Sincerity. If you truly ask for Allah, truly ask to understand, to find the truth, to know your purpose, you will find it. Absolutely. And usually guidance is through guides. Usually Allah will send you to someone or to some people that will point you to someone. Maybe you are here because you asked. I don't know. So we're like this. But that's the reality of guidance. طلبنا, Shaykh Nazim used to say, وجدنا. We seek, we find. But ask. Hey, wallah, the program is till 7:30. We can offer maybe some refreshments, if they would like. If you'd like to say something, recite something for us. Dua. Astaghfirullah. I think what happened is we had arranged the meetup, and then we changed the date. So the first people that signed up
Could have been for that day.
they didn't cancel. They stayed.
And there was people we turned down.
Huh?
The couple people we couldn't.
We had 12 people on the mailing list, on the waiting list, not mailing list. But it was all meant to be. We're meant to be just. Bismillah. If you'd like some, I don't know what they have.
Is there any books that you can recommend about
Sufism?
Yeah.
There's a lot of books, yeah.
For who wants to learn and know about.
You know, there's Idris Shah. He has a lot of books. Idris Shah about the tasawwuf for people who don't know anything about it. You know any CD for? Idris Shah. Shah. S-H-A-H. He's collected a lot of stories of teachers in different books. Yes, and he has a book called The Sufis, but this is like for general. No, I mean just introduction. But if you want something more in detail,
I think there's a lot of resources on YouTube. Really good speakers. Sheikh Hamza has a good series about history.
Sheikh Hamza.
Hamza Yusuf.
Hamza Yusuf, yeah, YouTube, yeah. Right, she was asking about books.
Oh, that's right.
On YouTube, there's a lot of resources. The only thing Sheikh Hamza Yusuf he introduced Sufis, but he says you can't he says the old traditional way is no longer there. That's but yeah, you can benefit. He has a lot of good videos online, Sheikh Hamza. Inshallah, I will look for some links and we'll send them to you if you share with.
I will be added to
To the group, inshallah.
Yeah.
اللهم صل على محمد.
4609. My name is Anna. Yeah.
Would you like to be edited?
Yeah, sure.
What's your number?
647 829 0082.
Yeah, there's too many introductions.
And your name?
Marzi, Marzi.
There's a good one of the first books that I read for the Murids collected on Mawlana. It's called Mercy Ocean. Mercy Ocean series of Sheikh Nazim. It's a collection of talks that gives you an idea about what they teach, real masters. If you, from an Islamic perspective, that's for if you read English and Arabic, or you read Arabic as well?
Yeah.
Are you on WhatsApp?
Yeah. We can find me.
Okay, that's fine.
Inshallah, we'll compile a list, inshallah, for next time.
You can give me.
Yeah, Sheikh, please. Some
Oh,
lights.
the screen, I guess.
647
I'm okay.
937 2786.
Assalamu alaikum, those who